Good morning, everybody. Daniel Allison, the average dude with Freddie at Bobcat. Good morning, Freddie.
Good morning, Danny the Average Dude Allison. How are you on this terrific Tuesday morning?
It is Tuesday. It is terrific. I'm doing fantastic. We have a guest coming. There's fantastic people on the bus.
On the bus early. You know why? Because nobody wants to miss the bus.
Nobody wants to miss the bus. You've got to get your mind right every single weekday morning. Me and Freddie, we come in here and we get our mind right. And we've been doing it now for over 400 weekdays in a row.
Is that longer? Is our streak longer than Cal Ripken Jr.'s streak? That's what I need to know.
I think it is. I'm going to go with yes, but it's not. Cal Ripken, what is that? He went like 13 seasons without missing a game or something.
It was a lot. It's very impressive.
The number is huge, but I will say one of the things I'm most proud about with this streak, even though I have to see Freddie every single morning, the thing that I'm really happy about is we've been healthy enough to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big deal.
Hey, I think I did miss 2 shows.
Yeah, well, there've been obviously some technical difficulties, but we've got a 15 minutes in every single day, and it's super important, and we can't wait to meet our guest and to see who all is on the bus this morning. I've got coffee on my pants, by the way, in the intro, in the excitement of the bus and Freddie and everything. Cough on the suit, man. Coffee on the suit.
What are you gonna do about it?
I wiped it off, and now I've talked about it. Now I've got kind of coffee on the hands. Can I take the first sip of coffee? Can I do that?
Yeah, well, your pants took the first sip, but yeah, let's take it.
They did. Folks, if you got to take it.
So here's the good news, because I don't know if the bus riders know this. Typically, you don't even put on pants because we just see you from the neck up. Today, you actually were dressed fully, and thank goodness since the coffee would have hit you.
No. Go back, watch the replay. When I go back and I slide back at the end, you will clearly see that I have pants on, folks. Hey, it's time to say good morning to all these bus riders. DJ, good morning. Energy bus crew. Let's get it going. And hey, you know this guy right here?
007.
Let's go. F3 represented 007 in the house. Great to see Alan here. Antarctic Mike. Let's go. San Diego. California, baby.
Callie's in the house.
Yeah. Hey, V-Dub. Hey, good morning. Love to have Vicky on the bus every single day. I love it. There's Gary. Gary's out in Texas. That's that big state right in the middle of the country.
Oh.
And Joe, he's from Massachusetts. And I got to see Joe yesterday. Great catching up with Joe. Some incredible software that he's got. Hey, y'all from the low country. Man, it's Megan on the bus.
Megan's on her own streak.
She's on her own streak, and we're liking it. Great to have you with us, Gary. Still driving in the office, tried to see the blood moon. No bueno. Too cloudy.
No bueno, senor. Oh.
The blood moon. Joe says 2,632 games in a row.
Can we do it? Know that from memory.
He's probably a big baseball fan. We tried to go to a Boston Red Sox game when I went up to Boston, and we thought that we could just kind of go over to the stadium and maybe get some tickets, scalp some tickets or something. Wow.
Yeah.
Like
it's a little different.
It was a little different up there, but I loved it. But yeah, 2,632 games, really an incredible streak.
You're not alone with the coffee mess.
We've got to talk about this. Vicky says something. I see Megan's got something here too. She says, I knocked my coffee over in the biggest mess yesterday. The furniture, wall, floor, me. What? that sounds like a serious situation. Uh, I have coffee on my clothes almost daily. I love it. I once knocked an entire coffee in my lap, pulling into a client meeting. I met them and said, "You may smell a strong scent of coffee on me," because I dumped it on my lap. Hey, the truth works, right? That we talk about it.
Yeah, this is what happened. Let me tell you.
This is it. This is it. What's the alternative? Drape something around your waist. Oh, there's nothing under there. There's nothing going on there.
We got Tom Tiny Arms Garner here.
Tom Tiny Arms Garner. Ladies and gentlemen, did you see his video from yesterday?
No.
Okay, 200. Imagine this. You're laying on the bench. There's 225 pounds of barbell, and you're getting ready to do it. I'm thinking you're going to need to help me with the first one. He repped 50 reps.
50
reps.
Is he doing that because the NFL Combine, he's just letting them know, like, oh, these guys are out here pumping 225, 27, 29 times. Let me show you how the big dog does it.
Hey, you can hear the weights clinking a little bit, and it's like, wow, that's a lot of movement. But yeah, that's a pretty cool video. Go watch that, Tom Garner. Great to see Emma Francis here, and I do see our guest of honor backstage, and we're very excited to meet and talk with Mr. Darrel Kelley. And I've got a little intro here before we meet him. Joining us today is Darrel Kelley, owner of Hypnosis Greenville and a certified QHHT practitioner. Darrel's own journey with hypnosis sparked a major transformation. He quit smoking. He dropped 75 pounds. He built lasting, healthy habits. He kicked alcohol to the curb. Big deal. Big deal. That led to a profound awakening, past life explorations, and now helping others overcome their own anxiety, addictions, and obstacles through QHHT technique. Welcome, Darrel, to the stage.
Let's go.
Good morning. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Well, great to meet you. First of all, how are you doing on this Tuesday morning?
I'm doing great, man. I'm running a little late, dropping the kids off to school and traffic, but glad to do it. I love spending time with them the morning when it's not hectic. This morning was a little hectic, but doing great.
That's real life.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Hey, we're used to it, Darrel, because Freddie oftentimes on this very program will be in his truck, much like you're in your vehicle right now. So he takes the kids to school. He's got some boys that he takes to school, and so we understand it's a morning time, right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So tell us about your mornings. I'm sure reading over your story here, and I spoke briefly with you. I'm sure that the mornings are probably an important thing for you. Talk about how you like to start your day.
Well, if we're talking about a weekday, then it's getting up. The first thing I want to do is take a shower. I like a shower in the morning to kind of get me woke up and ready, and then I like a shower at night also to get the day off of you.
Absolutely.
And it's not even about being clean or dirty or anything like that. It's about just kind of cleaning that energy that you got on you. And I like to get up and get moving. I like to get that shower, and then I've got 4 kids and I'm usually taking one of them to school, one direction or another. Me and the mom splitting that up as we need to. We just had a baby, so we got a 3-week-old baby. So I'm taking the kids more often now than we're not dividing and conquering as much as she's staying home with the baby as much as she can.
3
and
weeks.
then I also own a heat and air business. What's that?
I said, congratulations. A new baby. That's kind of a big deal.
A new baby. Yep. It is a big deal. And everything's going great. It couldn't have went better.
Great.
And I also own a heating and air business. So as soon as I get all those things finished up, I need to get to the shop and get my guys going in different directions. But I already gave them instructions this morning so that they know where they're going. But But busy
Well,
mornings, and then after the guys get to the shop, then I've got a little time to kind of, after they get sent off, then I've got a little time to myself. Maybe I go work out, meditate, kind of relax after a busy morning.
yeah, we were talking about working out and talking to some of the bus riders. We do this every single day, so we try to start the day with a little energy. But I'd love, Fred. Do you have a question for Darrel before I
Oh,
keep going?
yeah. Why is it important to be busy and have a full schedule?
Well, I don't know that it's important to be that way all the time. Sometimes I feel like I'm too busy and can use a little time to relax. But myself, when I find myself idling and not with nothing to do, then I get anxious and things like that, or might lead to some anxiety. I feel better being busy. I enjoy being busy. It gives me a sense of accomplishment. And when I was overcoming, smoking cigarettes or drinking or losing weight or something like that, a lot of times what I use for momentum is that sense of accomplishment. If I ate really well for a week and lost a few pounds, and I seen that measurable difference that I made, I didn't want to do anything that would make that go backwards, because that sense of accomplishment is kind of what I used as momentum to keep me going in the right way.
I love that. I used to say, don't do anything to mess up your progress that you've already made. And you can do little things, these little kind of mental wins. And I'd love to talk more with you about that. These little mental wins to kind of overcome yourself and do exactly what you said, kind of overcome yourself and get
Hmm.
that little extra momentum.
Yeah, yeah, because what I've done before, what I've helped people do is say you're trying to lose weight, and then you get sick. Well, while you're sick, you don't feel like eating anyway. You lose weight naturally, and then so use that momentum. Okay, now your diet's changed a little bit. The taste has changed in your mouth a little bit. This is kind of momentum the universe is giving you, that now you can make the change instead of going back to your old habits and eating what you used to eat or drinking what you used to drink, that got you into a place that you didn't want to be. Now you've kind of got a head start. It's sickness, you had a cold or a flu or something like that, but you lost a little weight while you did that, and you can kind of continue. So when you get back on it, eat healthier and eat less so that you can continue to lose weight. Use that momentum the universe gives you, and it'll give you little pushes and directions that you're looking for. It's in the Bible. It's in like every esoteric test, that ask and you shall receive. So whatever it is that's going on with you, whether you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to overcome a habit or whatever, if you ask and you're serious about it, the universe will start sending you little ways, little uh, breadcrumbs on how to get there, to lead you in the right direction. And it's all up to you. You're kind of projecting what's going on in your mind and in your feelings is what is happening in your outside world. And as you change those things and your outside world changes, then you can once you see it happen, then it's a lot easier for you to pick up and move with it.
What I would like to do, very interesting. What I'd love for you to do, I call it the time machine. Get in the time machine. Take us back to when you started to look into hypnotherapy, right? When you first, tell us where you were psychologically speaking and how you felt the need that some change was needed.
Well, there was a lot going on with me that I didn't realize was going on with me. There were a lot of things in my life that I wasn't happy about, that I could have been happy about. I had a bad attitude about a lot of things, but what was going on particularly is that I was battling to quit smoking cigarettes. And I had tried, I would quit for a week or 2 or 3 days or something like that. And then, I would say, okay, I'm going to have one cigarette, or, I would have a cigar or something to try to take the edge off just a little bit, because I was trying to quit smoking with no help, no nicotine gum or anything like that. And I tried vaping. This was back when vaping was first, when like those blue cigarettes were coming out.
Oh
And
yeah.
that just made me want a cigarette worse. And on the radio in Greenville, there was a hypnotherapist that was doing stage hypnosis to quit smoking. And I remembered back when I was a teenager, I had seen a stage hypnotist at a county fair in Florida, and he hypnotized some of my friends that I knew personally. And I knew it was real because those guys, my close friends, we went to church together. They stood up in front of an audience and they acted as if that audience wasn't there. There was no stage fright. There was no, anxiety from being on stage and dealing, in front of all these people they didn't know. And I knew for a fact these guys weren't those guys that could do that unless something was happening outside, something we didn't understand. I believed in hypnosis from that moment on, but I never really experienced it again or anything. But as I was going through trying to quit smoking, I heard the radio, the advertisement on the radio for a hypnotist to help people quit smoking. And I went through this mental thing in my head. I said, I bet that really works. I bet that really works. And then I started having a conversation with myself about it. And I said, well, if a hypnotist can get in there and change things around and make me no longer quit smoking, why can't I do that? So, and at that moment, I quit smoking cigarettes. I didn't smoke any more cigarettes. I got some books. I learned some self hypnosis, but
Wow.
that's kind of what hypnosis is backing out of. Before this, I very much just reacted to my outside environment. So if somebody said something that was rude to me, I reacted to that in that way. If somebody said something that was nice to me, I reacted to it in that way. So I just kind of let my outside reality dictate how I felt and how I acted. But after hypnosis, I started seeing myself as the observer. So it's, the thoughts we're thinking, and what I've learned is we're not necessarily always thinking these thoughts as we are receiving them. Nikola Tesla said that he didn't think of any of those inventions, he received them. So when you tune yourself to a certain, and you do that by different, meditation is huge, but if you can tune yourself as a radio station to pick up different thoughts and to pick up different emotions and it's infinite.
Yes.
All possibilities are out there. So when I was angry and dealing with traffic and upset because I felt like I couldn't quit smoking and I couldn't overcome these things, that's what showed up in my reality more and more and more. And then when I started to see that that's actually beginning in here, it's me projecting that out into the world, that's which turns around and shows me what it is I want to see, because your mind wants to be right. Your mind, if you feel like the world's out against you, and you can't win, your mind will show that to you. If you feel it, if you feel like that there's a lot of good in the world and that you can find that, then that'll show up as well.
Absolutely. Really what we talk about here, and thank you for sharing that, it fits so much in line with what we talk about on a daily basis, doesn't it, Fred? We
Yeah.
talk
How
about,
many people run around and play the victim card? It happened to me. It happened to me. It happened to me. That's not what
yeah.
you want.
Right.
Yeah, and you said a lot of things. You said attitude, and this is a lot of what mindset is all about: slowing down, not being reactory to what happens, but thinking about why do we do the things that we do. And I love how you got your own power back. When you realized and made the connection, wait, if this hypnotist can do it for me, I'm the one, but with the controls, I'm the
Right.
one that can see the wiring. I'm the one that really knows. If he can do it for me, why can't I do it? And immediately you had the power. I mean, in that moment, wouldn't you say? And then
And
it's
that's how it works. That's how whether we're talking about hypnosis or we're talking about something you learn in school or whatever, that's actually a neural connection, a neural pathway that takes place in your brain when you have that aha moment of you see it from a new perspective. And there's a lot of different ways of using hypnosis to help people. And say somebody that wants to quit smoking, well, you can get them in a trance, and then you can say, okay, snap your fingers, and you no longer desire cigarettes. And if we're in a deep enough trance, you might have some success with that. You might have some great success with that. But what I've seen is it often comes back, because typically we're smoking for a reason. We're drinking for a reason. We're eating unhealthy for a reason. There's a deeper reason that we've swept under the rug, and we're covering it up, and we're getting by with it by smoking, by harming our body and ourselves and doing things to ourselves in other ways, because there's something from our childhood or our past, something we're dealing with that we chose not to deal with because it was too hard to deal with. But it doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. You deal with it by smoking cigarettes or being bad to your body or being, those around you, anger, whatever's going on. And what I've found to be the most effective way to help people with hypnosis is, instead of putting a Band-Aid, okay, you smoke cigarettes, let's put a Band-Aid on that and try to get rid of the cigarettes, because that's what's at the surface. That's what's bothering you now. I try to do regression and find and get into your subconscious, and your subconscious knows why you smoke cigarettes or why you drink alcohol, and let your subconscious lead you back to the moment that started. And just like I had that moment of, wait a minute, if a hypnotist can do this, why can't I do this? If you can see, wait a minute, this is something that happened to me as a child, that whatever, and it's something I've been carrying and feeling bad about for all these years, and I've been covering it up by smoking or whatever the case is, that new neural pathway, you're looking at it from a new perspective. And now, before, you were making an unconscious decision to smoke cigarettes because you felt like it was what was helping you overcome your issue here. But now you see that's not the case. Now, to continue smoking cigarettes is a choice you're making. Now you've got a choice. Before, you didn't feel like you have a choice. Now you have to choose. Is this what you want? Obviously, it's not what you want. That's why you came to look to get it taken care of. You no longer wanted to smoke cigarettes or drink alcohol or whatever. But seeing that it's something that maybe happened to you, and something that you didn't have as a child or whatever, and you didn't have the tools to deal with it, but now you do. Now you've got a choice to make. Is it something you want to continue to sweep under the rug, or is it something you want to face and deal with? And not only are we not going to smoke cigarettes anymore, it's probably a whole lot of other areas in the life that you can improve on.
Has this
Darrel,
helped you with? Sorry.
I'm so glad you mentioned subconscious. Last week, we spent some time going over some Napoleon Hill stuff. And if you look at the old school guys, they talk about the subconscious mind constantly. And getting that deep for success and making changes in your life. And you just told us it's real.
Oh, yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Let me ask you this. Has it helped you with your business? From a business standpoint, the things that you've learned here, how has it impacted other parts of your life, or has it?
Well, it has. It's not so before I was very money driven. Money was the goal, like that was, because I owned a heating and air business before I started doing this. And I put a lot of work into that business, and I let money kind of rule my life. I might take a client that I didn't feel good about, but I would do a contract and say, okay, well, the money's there. All right. So maybe it's a job I don't love. Maybe I don't feel great about this client. Maybe I feel like this guy's going to try to stiff me in the end or something like that. But I'm going to do a really good contract, and I'm going to put extra money in there to deal with what I feel like's coming, And what I found is it was never enough money. And what I should have done, or what I could have done to be a happier person, is to walk away from that job in the first place. So before, I wouldn't turn down money. Like I would tell myself, well, this is a business, and we're here to make money, and I got employees, and we got things to pay for, and I let money kind of rule all. So even if it was a situation toward now, and all of those little spider senses go off, that this guy's going to try to stiff us on the money, and this is going to be a difficult job, and it's going to be extremely hard, because he's telling me in every way I've seen over the last 15 years, it's going to be really hard to make money on this job because this guy's going to be so difficult. now I walk away. Like now I'm not there's no amount of, because I've learned there's no amount of contracts or something that's going to make somebody do what they're supposed to do. And if they're telling you up front they're not going to do what they're supposed to do, imagine once you get deeper into that business. And because it's all up front, everybody's got the best intentions, and then you're in 6 months into a project and there's a bunch of money going in every direction, and this guy's spent a bunch of money. It gets harder for them to do the right thing, not easier. So if they're extremely hard on the front end, they're always extremely hard on the back end, and it's harder to get the money out of them and think, so what I've learned is how to listen to my intuition. And before, it was very much, if I felt like the money was there, I would use my logic and say, well, the money's there, we'll find a way to make this work and we'll make the money. And I spent 90% of my time dealing with 10% of the customers that were hard to deal with. And then those 90% of the customers that work just as well as they can, they didn't get my time as much as they deserved because I was busy dealing with these 10% of the difficult people. And what I've done since then is let those 10% of those people go and dedicated my time to the other 90%, and the money's the same. I didn't lose money. I didn't make money. The money's the same. It's like, as long as I show up, they show up. As long as I come in the morning to do my job, the phone rings, somebody needs heating and air, and the business continues. And it's more about, and I heard you guys talking about sports, and I'm not big on sports. I know a little bit about some of the old stuff, and whether you love them or hate them, Alabama football, when it was Nick Saban, one thing he said was, do your job. Don't worry about what the man next to you is doing or the man next to him's doing. If each and every one of you do exactly your job, this thing's going to run like a well-oiled machine. And at that time, he had a great football program, and one of the best, they would say. And he got there. He said his secret to that was each man did their job, exactly their job, and they didn't step outside of their lane. And that kept the coverage the way it was supposed to be. When you got a man that steps outside their lane, now there's a hole.
Well
And
said.
so, and I found when I just show up and do my job, the people need me and I need them, and it works out great. And if I run into one of those customers that's out to get something for nothing, I can smell that a mile away, and I just walk really quick. And you get 1 out of 100 that's like that. Most people aren't like that. Most people they want their heating and air done, and they want it done right, and they want it done at a fair price. And as long as you do that, we're all going to be happy with each other.
It just listening to you talk, I think it's just amazing. You overcame yourself, you overcame some of these habits, you started getting more mental control of, I would say, kind of mastering your mind. And then you're making more logical decisions. You're making decisions that maintain your energy, that are better overall, in lieu of making decisions in the moment with all the pressure of life. Fred, what did you get?
Well, here's what I got so far. Small wins can lead to momentum. Momentum can fill up and lead to big accomplishments. And big accomplishments can have you standing in front of a customer and be self-aware enough to know that no is the more responsible answer than yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is another thing he said, believe to achieve, right? The minute you really believe I can achieve this, bam, a new pathway is formed, a belief is formed. And now we have to support this belief. We've got to work in harmony with what we're doing. And the folks that really invest themselves into what Darrel's saying here, they're going to make the change. They're going to feel that momentum, and it's going to spread into different parts of their life. Darrel, where can folks find you if they wanted to talk to you about how you can help them? How can they contact you?
Well, the website, Hypnosis Greenville, you can click on there, and then there's my phone number's on there, and then you can email me also.
Awesome. What I will do, I will post that in the comments here on LinkedIn. So we'll have that part of the show so folks can find you. Thank you for coming and spending a few minutes here this morning with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It was great.
Absolutely. Fred, you got a final thought for us before we slide out of here?
No, man, I said it a few minutes ago. We're good to go. This was a great show.
Hey, thanks again, Darrel. Have a great day.
Thank y'all. Have a great day.
See ya.
Bye.
See y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.